What is the point of all this? What's the point of it all? I often ask myself that question, and I'm sure there's many of you that ask yourself the same question. What is the point of all this? What is the point of this life? And I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe or what they're supposed to believe or what they have to believe. I'm here to tell people what I believe. I'm here to tell people about my experiences through life. Underground motivation is not perfect motivation. It's not that I'm some perfect person or a perfect speaker, or a perfect dad, a perfect spouse, a perfect anything. It's about helping people. It's about having a voice and projecting that voice to let other people know that maybe the pain they're going through is okay. To let other people know that I make mistakes and maybe they make the same mistakes and that they're human and that it's okay to make mistakes. It's to let other people know that there's some regular guy out there who's trying to make something out of himself, who's trying to be a successful person, who's trying to live his dreams, who's trying to be abundant, who wants to make an impact on the world, who wants to have that dash on his tombstone mean something. There's this guy out here who's just a regular guy from the poor white kid from the trailer park from Sigaville, Texas, that's just trying to make a difference in the world, that takes some of his time to dedicate it to make these videos to help other people learn from his mistakes and learn from the things that he's learned from other people throughout his lifetime. So I've been through a lot of shit, man, a lot of painful shit, a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of things that people wouldn't consider fair in life. Life isn't fair. I know there's a lot of people, I often say every time I think about how bad I've had it, there's many more people that have had it way worse than me. So I was making this video because I heard one of my favorite people, man, Mike Tyson. I always loved that guy growing up. I still love him to this day. I love his progression as a human being. I love his wisdom. I love his realness. And he was talking on his podcast, and this guy, he said, they were talking about all the people that screwed him over, took money from him, screwed him out of millions and millions of dollars, right? Everybody knew, everybody wanted to watch the Tyson fight. So it's crazy to think that Mike Tyson could ever be broke. And the reason why he got broke is because he was done with his money. But there was a lot of people that screwed him out of money. And he was explaining of how he had to forgive those people. And they were like, the dude was like, man, how in the hell could you forgive people for that? I understand that, but I could never forgive people for screwing me that hard. And Mike Tyson was like, man, but you got to. And the way they explained it is like, if you don't forgive them, then you let the devil change you. And at that point, he made you his little bitch. He made you his little punk. And at that point, he won. And that just hit me so hard because there's so many things that I need to forgive people for in life. There's so many things that I need to overcome, those same unfair circumstances, the same fucked up shit that happened to me. Maybe not the same thing, but the same type of bad thing that I have this resentment for people that even though I try to forgive and forget about it over the years and, kind of try to play it off and downplay it where it wasn't really much of nothing. And what happens is that I really haven't. And what happens is I let that resentment in the back of my mind affect my relationships now, my relationships in the future. And I let it affect of the way that I look at people and how did I judge situations. And at that point, that's whenever I let the devil, I let him mess with me. So whether you guys believe in God or Satan at all, like, that's up to you. But what I can tell you, if you can't see that there's an evil in this world, that there's a negative energy in this world, then I would just like to say, look around. There's plenty of evil and negativity in this world. So in my thoughts, in my mind, and just my beliefs, I believe there's a war going on in our mind 24/7. So as long as I'm fighting that war the right way and I'm winning that war, then that's what it's all about, right? So overcoming the negativity and becoming a positive person, this war has been fought since the day we're in our womb. It's fought over our mind, our thoughts, and some will call our soul, right? So what I'm telling you guys is to open your eyes about the way that you're fighting the fight. Open your eyes about what type of animosity you might have for other people, whether they might be racist, whether they might be sexist, whether they might be a liberal and you're a conservative, whether they might be a conservative and you're a liberal, whatever it is that you might hate somebody for, open your eyes about that, because whatever you're hating somebody for, then that's allowing that evil, that negativity, the quote unquote devil, it's allowing that to change you. And anytime, like Mike Tyson said, anytime you're allowing that to change you, then you're letting that negative side win. You're letting the devil win. So I don't know about you, but I want to win. I want to fight the good fight. I want to fight I want to fight a way that whenever I die, God, and I meet my Lord and Savior, that he's like, taps me on the back and he's like, good job. Not to say that my works will like get me to heaven, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I just want a pat on the back, say, good job, man. You're one of the strongest warriors I have. You fought a good fight, Joel. You went hard in the paint, man. That's what I want my Father to say to me. So that's why I continuously get back up after mistake after mistake. And that's why I continuously make these videos. And I don't think that I have to be some type of perfect person in order to have a voice, in order to have an opinion, in order to spread any type of positivity, in order to spread any type of wisdom. You don't have to be a perfect person. So I say that to let you know that every little small thing that you do in your life, there's somebody out there that sees it. And if they don't see it, God sees it. So everything that you do, it's constantly being watched. It's putting out a wavelength. It's putting out an energy in this world. And whenever you're doing positive stuff, whenever you're overcoming negativity, whenever you're pushing yourself out of that uncomfortable zone, whenever you're not being negative, you're not being depressed, and you're not allowing yourself to be overcome by emotions, when you're not being angry and all that other extra stuff, right? Whenever you're in a joyful state and you're doing good stuff, then it affects everything around you. It affects everybody around you. So just think about that one little thing of having joy in your heart and being happy with everybody around you. It's constantly affecting the world, whether you know it or not. We all have our little place and our little spot to do, our little job to do, right? If you look at us all like batteries, if we're all batteries and we're all charged and we're putting off this positive energy, right? Then and that we're feeding other things energy, right? Then that creates if we're all together, that creates this huge powerful battery all together, this huge powerful energy all together. But if you think about it the other way, if we're all negative and we're all sucking energy from any kind of power source and we're always negative, and then everybody thinks like that, then it's this huge negative energy that's always sucking the energy and the power from everything else. You know what I mean? And so what are you going to be today? Are you going to be negative or are you going to be positive? Because that's how you have to break down every little thing in your head. Are you going to be negative or are you going to be positive? Are you going to forget about the past and take one step forward, each step inch by inch, and progress and get better? Or are you going to stay in the past? Are you going to stay focused on everything negative? Are you going to stay focused on all the bullshit that you went through? Are you going to stay focused on the misery and pain? Or are you going to find a way to overcome it? Because at the end of the day, the choice is simply yours. It's always a choice, guys. And as long as you give yourself the power to understand that no matter your circumstances, no matter how unfair it is, no matter what bullshit that you're going through, you always have a choice. You always have a choice to overcome that and choose to be positive and choose to see the light and choose joy and choose happiness. Okay, that's our choice no matter what. Okay, that's our choice. So no matter how you see things in a different light today, see things in a positive light, and go be the best version of yourself and spread that joy, spread that happiness, overcome whatever negative stuff that you can. And no matter what, forgive others and don't judge people and don't hate, because as long as you're doing that, then you let the devil win. You let negativity win. Let's let positivity win today. Let's let love win today. And y'all go have an amazing day.